and inheritance. So we shall be implementing interfaces here and also abstraction. So this is going to be a base class for all the vehicles, like the bus, the van, the private cars, and all the rest. The other parent class was for the users, and this is going to be for the for the vehicles. So I'm going to right click and I go to class, and then this is going to be another class which is going to be called vehicle class. So you will go to vehicle, I'll call it vehicle, and then it's an abstract since it's going to be a base class, and then I hit finish. So I have this right over here, and then I can start writing my code. So I will encapsulate my fields by giving them a private data type string, and then registration number, because you know every vehicle must have a registration number. Then we also have a private string make, the make of the vehicle, and then we have a private string which is going to be a model, then another private string which is going to be the capacity, then lastly the private private driver, going to be getting it from the driver. And the reason that's why I'm saying driver, because we know the driver is not a data type. So the driver is actually a class we defined. Like we're going to define also a class called a driver, because we're also going to be having just other subclasses in it. So this it's just like a class, like just like string is a class, also driver is going to be a class that we're going to define some time back. And the JVM understands any class type we create. So this enables object composition, like a vehicle has a driver. So this is why I say driver, and then it's going to be assigned driver. We're going to give it that variable name. That is going to be an error since we haven't defined a class called driver yet, but we are going to define it later, not at the moment. Then after doing that, the same way we did the other abstract class, we are going to create what we call a constructor. So how we create our constructor is just exactly how we created our other constructor. So we shall come, give it a name. I'm going to put a comment constructor, and then I call it public vehicle, same class name, and then that vehicle is going to take string reg number, and then comma another string make, the make of the car, then we have another string model, then we have another string let me just treat this integer capacity. So it means I'm going to change this private string to integer. Let me make it an integer since it will be the capacity, like the number of people who will be placed inside the vehicle, or the capacity of the car, the vehicle. So the capacity, and then here we are going to say this dot registration number, and we assign it to the reg number. We do the same, this dot make, we assign it to the make, and we say this dot model, we assign it to the model, and then lastly this dot capacity, we assign it to the capacity. So that is how our constructor will actually look like. After creating our constructor, we need to create a getter method. So this is going to be our getter method for this class, and our getter method is going to be public string, then get registration number. For the registration number, it's going to be returning the registration number. It's returning the registration number that we had assigned the other side. And yeah, we do that. And that will be it. Registration. Since we don't have that, did we spell it wrongly? Let me see. To make sure I get this right, let me just copy this and I paste it here, and that will be fixed. So we do the same for the do the same for the rest of the other getter methods. So I'm going to copy this, I paste it, I paste it, I paste it, and I paste it. I don't know, but we're going to get the make here. We're going to be copying the make. So this, instead of saying this, we shall do this, and also return the make. Then for the model, we shall also be getting the model, bring it in the model here, and also returning it inside the model. Then for the capacity, we are also going to be doing the same, only that here we're going to change it from string and we make it integer. You have the capacity. Then after doing that, I have this for the driver, which is also public, but since it's not a string type, we're going to be changing it from this to driver because we're going to be calling it a class. So this driver is going to be capacity get assigned driver is going to be our method. It's going to be returning the type of return assigned driver, like that. Okay, let me first copy this and I bring it up, I paste it right over here, make sure it's a uniform thing. Yep, I now have it. Then capacity, I have an error here, so I'm going to remove it. It's going to be sorted. Yeah, still don't mind about the errors, we shall solve them in a little bit. So what we just did here is that we created the fields and we created the constructor, we have created the getter method, and now we need to go further and create the setter method for this getter so that we can actually access it outside of our so we'll get the setter methods next, setter methods, and then we're going to create the first setter method, which is going to be public void assigned driver. The other assigned driver that we had created before is going to be taking from a driver, then say this dot assigned driver, we assign it to the driver. Remember, we did not include it in our constructor before. We don't need these brackets over here, so we remove them. And also after doing that, we shall output system.out.print line, print line is going to be that driver, then we add driver.get, the name of the driver method, then we add, how we say, signed to vehicle, then the registration number of the vehicle, so we add the registration number, registration number of the vehicle, then put our semicolon. So by doing that, is going to be our overall